Welcome to Top Story Weekly, Grill the Candidates! Woo! And now, here are your hosts, Kipleigh Brown and McLendon!
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kipleigh Brown.
And I'm McLendon. Everyone else has the night off.
Top Story Weekly is taking on the candidates this week, one by one. We're going to put them in the hot seat, and we are going to grill them with questions until they beg for mercy.
That's right. So without further ado, let's meet our candidates. He's the former Speaker of the House, and he'd like to be in control of the White House. Ladies and gentlemen, Newt Gingrich.
Our next candidate is big on family values, but not so big in the polls. Former Senator Rick Santorum.
He's a fan of conservatism. He's a fan of the Constitution. And if anyone calls for a doctor, he'll step up. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Paul.
And last, but certainly not least, he's Mormon, he's rich, and he's taken a beating from all these other guys, but he's still the front runner. Please help me welcome Mitt Romney!
How's it going? It's great to be here.
Fantastic. Now, before we start grilling these candidates, it's important that we go over the rules.
Rule number 1, excessive noticing of the fact that all the candidates are wearing the exact same suit and tie will result in a flogging.
Rule number 2, at no point in the evening may Rick Santorum look Kipleigh directly in the eyes. She hates his piggy, evil little eyes.
Rule number 3, we will not ask any candidate about how many ex-wives he has. Unless his name is Newt Gingrich, in which case we will ask 5 to 89 times.
Rule number 4, we will not expose the candidates to direct sunlight.
Rule number 5, we will not get the candidates wet.
And rule number 6, under no circumstances will we let the candidates eat after midnight.
Let us begin. First up, he's had his ups and his downs, but mostly ups in his weight. Please welcome Newt Gingrich.
Hello, I'm Newt Gingrich, and I'm here to help challenge America. But basically the challenge I have now is to get America to love me as much as I love food and wives.
Mr. Gingrich, first of all, thank you very much for attending tonight. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for letting me be here, and unlike some candidates, I do support poor people.
Well, then you've certainly come to the right place on a Sunday night.
Speaking of which, this week your response to Mitt Romney's comment about the very poor was that you want to replace the safety net with a trampoline?
That's true. I want to give the very poor a trampoline so they can spring up.
Okay, so you want to provide the poor with the resources and tools so that they can climb the socioeconomic ladder?
No. I would like to give them a trampoline so they can jump up and down on it.
You literally want to give the poor actual trampolines.
Well, of course, if the poor have trampolines, the bouncing will be so fun they'll forget they're very poor.
And you want us to believe you know that it's fun because you yourself have bounced on trampolines.
Oh, I see what it is. I see. Because I don't look like one of those Abercrombie and Fitch models, you don't think I've done anything physical before.
No, Mr. Gingrich,
I see what you're saying. I've heard them all before, Kipleigh and Mike. I've heard everything. I've heard them when they said that Newt Gingrich has more chins than an Apple company in China. I've heard them say that he signed the contract with America in gravy. I've heard them say when the Speaker of the House sits around the House of Representatives, he sits around the House of Representatives. But the truth is, America loves me. And not only America, but women especially.
Because 3 of them have married you?
Well, they have, but that's not what I'm saying. I mean, if you look at television, I mean, America loves fat men with attractive women. I mean, think about it. According to Jim, King of Queens, Mike and Molly.
Well, Mike and Molly, there's actually...
She's still thinner than he is. Anyway, point is, if I am the Kevin James for America and Callista is my Leah Remini. And people will look at me and they'll go, gosh, if that fat slob can get a hot piece like that, then maybe he can turn this economy around. I mean, America loves family also. And I have more families than all the other candidates combined.
All right, so to get this straight, even though you lost this week to Romney in Florida, and also this weekend to him in Nevada, you plan to not leave the race?
Oh, absolutely not. I am in it. I'm going to be on the radio like the popular music of today, like the Wallflowers, Smash Mouth, Third Eye Blind. I'm going to be in the hearts of America like Kevin Costner is into all the hearts of moviegoers. Only my name will not be Dancing with the Wolves. It will be winning elections. I mean, I promise that my race for president is going to be honest, and it's going to be exciting. Just like a home run battle between Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire.
Okay, Mr. Gingrich, it just sounds like you're just saying things that happened in the 90s now.
Oh, the 90s were great. Does anybody remember Goat Boy on Saturday Night Live? I love the 90s.
Yes, yes, we may remember that, but the average college student doesn't. How do you plan to connect with your younger voters?
Let me tell you something. I know young people. I can look them in the eye. When I see a fresh-faced group of 20-somethings, and I see them, I go up and I ask them, did someone always tell you life was going to be this way? Your job's a joke. You're broke. Love life's DOA.
Speaker Gingrich.
It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year.
Speaker.
I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to fall, I'll be there for you.
Newt.
You'll be there for me.
Okay, you are just reading lines from the theme song to friends.
Yeah.
I love that show. I hope Ross and Rachel get together.
About 10 years ago.
Really? Wow. Awesome.
Speaker Gingrich, all these dated references just make you seem like you're out of touch.
Really?
Yes.
Would somebody out of touch want to put a colony on the moon?
Yes, the moon colony. That proposal, which you made in Florida, was that maybe a shameless pandering to all the voters that work at Cape Canaveral?
No, I'm serious. I want to put a colony on the moon. And Kipleigh Brown, I wouldn't make so much fun of my little space exploration.
Why? Because I played the only red shirt in Star Trek history to speak after death?
Well, no, but I did enjoy that episode of Star Trek Enterprise. But that's real, by the way. Look it up. Once I am president on Earth, I will then want to be president on the moon. And I will need some help there. In particular, a moon bride.
A moon bride?
Yes, Callista will be way too busy with what's going on in the White House to be able to have any duties in outer space, so I will need a moon bride to help me. So, Kipleigh, Winthorpe, Brown, will you marry me?
No.
Will you be my first lady moon bride? Will you be my intergalactic starlight lover?
No, I won't be any of those things.
Why not?
Well, Newt, for one, you have a wife.
Yes, an Earth wife.
And for two, I just got married 3 months ago.
Oh, but you have got one of those open marriages. Panderers. You've got one of those open marriages, though, don't you?
Oh, no.
Really? Women. I mean, you start talking about an open marriage, and they go, oh, no, we don't have an open marriage. They're the best. Am I right? Up high.
I'm not going to high-five that.
I respect that. That's very professional.
Well, look, I'm sorry you had to spend all that money on an engagement ring, but...
Oh, it's okay. I buy them in 12 cents, so it's no big deal.
Newt Gingrich, everyone!
And now it's time for a Top Story Weekly Grill the Candidates fun fact. Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy. Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln. And Herman Cain was named a sexual assaulter by all of his secretaries.
Coming up after this, Rick Santorum.